call this meeting to order. This is our Ware County Board of Commission meeting, work session for Monday, November 10th, 25 at 3:30. And before we start, I've asked John if he would to lead us in prayer.
Let's pray. Dear God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing us all here together safely. Thank you for always lead, guide, and direct us in the business of this county. And Lord, we just thank you for your wisdom, and we thank you for your Son Jesus Christ that died on the cross for our sins. And we ask for your blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Where's our flag at?
There's one right there.
It's in the other room.
It's in the other room. It's in the living room.
It's in there from that Tri-County meeting we had.
Okay.
We was used to it being there though.
About her. No, it's a new one.
Well, that's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
This could be over.
Can't say we're not trained.
That's right.
And we bought another one for that
We
reason.
lost the flag.
It's in
We
the
went
living
ahead
office. We haven't brought it in here yet.
though. Okay. We have a guest speaker this afternoon.
We need to do the roll call first.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Hold on. We got to do a roll call. I forgot it. We're going to do a roll call. Mr. Burse,
Brother.
Mr. Tyndall,
Here.
Mr. Lucas. Here. Mr. Cox.
Here.
Chair's here. Okay. Now we'll get on with the guest speaker. We got one here on the pickleball court, and Mr. John Smith gonna come up and kind of explain to us.
When we were saying the pledge to the flag, I changed it from indivisible to invisible.
Yeah, okay.
We all just imagined it.
Exactly where it's supposed to be anyway.
Just there, look over your left shoulder.
Well, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. I'm John Randall Smith. I'm a retired educator from Ware County Schools, and I'm a new pickleball player. So all the professionals are back here. So, but anyhow, I'm glad to be a part of this, and I appreciate first of all, I want to thank y'all, the commission, for allowing us to be on today's agenda. We really appreciate that. It means a lot to us. But today we wanted to talk to you about America's fastest growing sport and pastime. It's called pickleball. And when I first heard that word, I was wondering, what in the world? But anyhow, it's kind of a blend of tennis, ping pong, and badminton. Let me see that right there. We got our own paddle.
Yeah.
But anyhow, it's kind of on a smaller court, but it looks like a wiffle ball that you play with. It's a lot of fun. And but anyhow, it can be described as a blend of tennis, like you say. It's on a smaller court, has a net in the middle. But mostly, we want to talk to you about Ware County's need for a new pickleball facility with first-rate courts, nets, and associated extras. In the past 3 years, there's been 158% growth in those 3 years, and anywhere from 19 to 48 million Americans play pickleball. It's really taken off with older cats with silver hair like me, and it's a way for them to get exercise without killing themselves. And most of the older people play, you have to watch out. So they told me, John, don't try to make a hit that you can't get to. Okay, you will go down. But anyhow, but they're that's a lot of people there. That's a pretty wide margin there, 19 to 48 million. But they know at least close to 19 to 20 million players. There are 15,000 up to 15,000 above pickle courts across the nation. And in 2023, now that's 2 years ago, $300 million were spent for facilities. It is our hope that Ware County will soon join the movement with a facility that is open to the public. Now, you can play at the YMCA, but not everybody's a member of the YMCA, and we have a couple of city courts, but there are cracks in the courts and everything, but we're talking about a world-class facility that's fitting for a county of our greatness. We're gonna show you some pictures later on, and Sandy's gonna describe some of the photos. Neighboring counties have built courts. I think Brandon just built 4 new courts, and Glenn Academy just put up a 12-court facility. Now, they're much smaller than the tennis courts, so you don't have to have near the acreage for the pickleballs, but pickleball makes money. Pickleball can boost our county's economy. Last year, there was a $1.5 billion market for pickleball in America. We have these tournaments like they have in Brunswick and other places, and all these guys have gone over there, and it brings in a lot of revenue. People spend the night, playing the next day, going to the restaurants, and so there would be an uptick. They say from a 15 to 40% uptick in revenue when areas host tournaments. So those folks got to eat, and they're going to go to our restaurants, and they're going to pay sales tax, and that's going to help us. So courts can also increase property values for people wanting to move here and have an active lifestyle. But most importantly, we will be helping our citizens of Ware County, and that's what we're here for. Now, Sandy is going to tell you how pickleball has helped her life personally, and y'all might remember Sandy. Her dad used to be the probate court judge, and your granddaddy was a tax collector, and so when I was a kid, I'd run around the courthouse too, and my dad was a state court judge over there. But anyhow, we get in that courtroom, be banging that gavel, hollering order in the court to the microphone and all that stuff. We had a big time. But anyhow, we want to thank you for your consideration and listening to us and having us here today. And at this time, Sandy has a few prepared comments that she'd like to make before the commission. Sandy?
Mr. Smith, can you state your address, please, for record?
Okay. 1599 Oconee Road, Waycross, Georgia, 31501.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Would you please give us your name and your
Uh-huh.
address?
Okay, my name is Sandy Hout, H-A-U-T. I live at 1105 Lynn Drive, Waycross, Georgia, 31503. And I have a statement I
Okay,
just want to
thank
read to you.
Thank you.
My pickleball life began about 8 years ago at the Waycross YMCA. After the first years of playing at the Y with their rolling nets and colored tape lines added to the already painted basketball and volleyball lines, which can be very confusing, we started branching out to places with official pickleball courts, like Howard Peoples Park in Kingsland, Georgia. We went to St. Simon's Island, we played inside and outside, and went to Fernandina Beach and played at Central Park. During COVID, when the Monroe Park courts were locked up, we went to play even on the Slaughterville tennis courts where they had one painted with pickleball lines. Since then, Brunswick has put in 12 official pickleball courts in their North Glen complex, where I have participated playing in 2 pickleball tournaments. Valdosta's Mackey Park has also put in 12 official pickleball courts. Other places we have traveled to play are Mexico Beach and Pictona at Holly Hill between Ormond and Daytona beaches. The latest place we have discovered is privately owned in Yulee, Florida at Nassau Pickleball 365, where they have 8 official and they are even covered courts. The outside courts we have to play on now are just not up to par, as they are cracked up tennis courts with more painted lines for pickleball play and a net that is not your standard size pickleball height and width. If playing at night, you will be lucky if all light bulbs are working and not blown. Pickleball is one sport people of all ages, especially seniors, can benefit from, and we are in desperate need of some official pickleball courts, as this sport has gotten more popular in Waycross and Ware County. And it's exciting to see our neighbor Brantley County break ground for their courts, and I hope we will be next.
Okay,
Thank you for allowing us to have a voice here.
Thank you.
thank you, Ms. Hope. Is,
Sandy's gonna,
Hey.
Okay,
and before she does, we also want to thank Ms. Melinda Brooks for helping us with this presentation.
well, that's the official pickleball court. This is the diagram we would use when we were, putting tape down at the YMCA. Or turning our church basketball goal into a pickleball court. Our church basketball court into a pickleball court. Okay, pickleball, America's new, okay. That's small.
Alright, since 2022, pickleball has grown at a rate of 156%, amassing a total player base of 36.5 million Americans. It's the fastest growing sport in the U.S. And 3 dads invented the game and in Washington to provide a fun activity for their children using items found in an old storage shed. Now, that was 1965. Fast forward 2021, the market for pickleball paddles alone was 152.8 million, with a projected growth of 7.7% through 2028. Between June 22 and June 23, pickleball equipment sales reached nearly 304 million, marking a 500% increase in less than 3 years instead of 7% increase in 2024, or as of 2024, you have around 200 tournaments hosted by professional tours, and then thousands of additional tournaments are organized by local pickleball clubs and communities across the U.S. such as what we talked about here. And where Mr. Smith talked about pickleball drives economic growth, new pickleball courts attract players who frequent your nearby shops, cafes, gas stations, also hotels. Sporting goods stores and other retailers have reported a big success of paddle balls and apparel. Communities hosting the major pickleball events report revenue increases anywhere from 15 to 40% during tournament weekends with visitors to the local hotel or restaurant.
In that picture, there's 5 of us seniors who play, and we were at a pickleball tournament in Brunswick, Georgia, at one of their 12 pickleball court facility. Very nice. They have nice bathrooms. They even have covered, there's pictures covered. Okay, that's some of Monroe Park pictures right there. What we're having to deal with, when your ball hits a crack, we might forget that. Forget returning that because it goes off. There were just some old pictures we took when the gates were locked and you couldn't go in. And there's one of our oldest pickleball players there, Bob, Mr. Bob, playing. Yeah, he's like in his mid-80s. 87? Good Lord. Does he still come to the Y and play? Bob, and then the other picture was at our courts at our church that we painted the lines and everything, and this is some more of in Brunswick, all of us who go there and participate in and they're the covered benches right there at Brunswick. They're very nice in the bathroom, and then the wooden thing is there for your paddle that you put in, and when an opening comes up, you grab your paddle if you're the next one and go play. They have 12 pickleball courts. They have 1 through 6 on the left, and then they have 7 through 12 on the other side. It's really nice.
okay.
Yeah.
clinics.
Oh, yeah, I took a picture of clinics that you can have in, let's see, the bottom one in the middle, that's from the Nassau, Pickleball 365, nice wall there. I just put that picture up there of Newport Beach, look at all those pickleball courts.
Okay.
And this was like Ormond Beach, one of their city parks, and the picture before that was their rules, their pickleball rules. Yeah, the pickleball court rules there. On the right was when a few of us went to Carabel, Florida, to a engaged pickleball, clinic, and learned from a couple of pros how to do it. That was fun too. You know, they have a windsock out there at Brunswick, letting you know which way the wind's blowing, because that matters when you're playing with these balls with the holes in them. And then below is, on the left is Monroe Park. Some of the lights go out. I used to, James Smart, he's no longer with the city. So now I've got Matt, who I email now with problems at Monroe Park. That's Ormond Beach again. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I only sent her like 80
All right.
some pictures.
Okay.
How many dollars pickleball players?
How many? Yeah. A lot of them interested. Okay.
And we had another list of 20 that were coming, but, due to the fact that the meeting got moved a little earlier, they're still at work.
Okay. Does the commission have anything? You got anything, Mr. Lynn?
Yeah, I just appreciate them with the presentation, and when I get to be a senior citizen, I may think about doing that. But really, on a positive side, I think, I talked with, matter of fact, I was invited to come out by the chairman out there just to meet with them, and I had some come up that day, I couldn't be there. And, but in talking with the rec director, he's on board with really trying to see about this. And, he's right there now, and I think if I'm wrong, correct me, he's already been not pursuing, but getting things in motion for a grant for the pickleball courts. And I think right now he's trying to get 6, I believe it is.
Yeah.
6 courts out there.
We're gonna get Lance. I want him to come up and tell us where he's at with it,
Yeah.
if he's got time, if that's all right with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, man.
When we are with the, still in the planning stage, last week we attended a conference where I met with Los Angeles Design. They're the actual company that built our complex. And one thing that he actually stated to me would be a great idea that they come back and look at a new master plan, that the one that we have in place before is about 20-25 years old. But he definitely highly spoke of the pickleball courts, and he actually had some placement. He talked about what water ran. He was very knowledgeable about our facility and kind of had it mapped out in his mind, you know, how things should work. So this week I'll be making contact with him, seeing if we can get him to come back down and talk with us and move in that direction. We still have plans to go and visit other facilities, pickleball facilities, and see what amenities they have as we plan on our pickleball court. The grant application actually opens during this coming summer, June or July of 26, and hopefully we'll have all our forward done. So when that application opens, we can go ahead and jump on it and apply for it.
Okay.
The pickleball court, this has been a long time coming. Previous administration worked on it as well, and this is another opportunity to work on it to get what's best for our community.
Lance, does the commission need to do something to start it off before we ask for a grant, or would it be wise to have a location and
Yes, sir.
everything that put together like a preliminary plan or something?
I spoke with the manager, maybe we can have a go about it. Just, I think the same day we had the meeting, And he told me to go ahead and start working on the location and just lining things up so we can be ahead of the game. So I definitely get back with the manager and proceed in that order.
Okay.
Well, I especially like what, she was saying about the tournaments and things of that nature. And Mr. Sweat also that they bring Mr. Smith, I believe. They bring a lot of revenue in, you know, because anytime you can get tournaments in and people stay overnight, that's what you want, you know. Absolutely. I mean, and hotels, the eateries, and you know, you name it. Yes. So it's a big benefit, and like I said, it's getting popular, very popular.
It is very popular. Yeah, it is absolutely very popular. That's one of the things. Tournament, being involved with GRPA, actually they have tournaments once a year up in Griffin. They have a big facility up there, so it is a part of our GRPA activity that our seniors that is involved in our recreation, they can actually go up there and play in their tournaments. And wherever GRPA actually event is being held, they can go and definitely participate in it. So it is a good leisure activity for our community.
Okay. Thank you, Lance. I'd like to say something else. Is it okay if we ask the commission if they all agree in favor of pickleball? Just the commission, would they, you know, let it be known?
Just the consensus of how you feel?
Consent that everybody would be for one to, I don't want some of us to be against it.
No, I think it's a great thing. I mean, anytime we can enhance anything in our recreation facility, and you know, a lot of times we talk about for the young people, you know, like myself, but now we're talking about the older people. I couldn't help it, I just had to say that. But like I say, as we get older, we want activity too. You know, we want recreation, and like I say, it helps us also. So I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, you'd be over pretty quick.
So I was going to say that I've got some friends that are over on St. Simon's. Used to be my golfing buddies that I think they've turned from golf to pickleball, and so they really enjoy it over there. They played some tournaments, and I get pictures from time to time of them playing the tournaments. And anyway, so I know it's pretty popular. I was on the city commission whenever we repainted the Monroe Park court to where it would have a pickleball feel to it. So I was in support of doing that then, and I've seen some of y'all probably on the pickleball court in the YMCA. We used to have the CrossFit gym up there as well, and I would do CrossFit and have to walk through people playing pickleball. So yeah, I know it's pretty popular. It's been popular for a while, so I'm absolutely in support of getting something done in that favor.
Okay. I think the commission would all be for it. Timmy, you for it?
Yes, sir. I'm 100% for it, because I know when I get Mr. Burse's age, I'll be out there myself.
Yeah.
And we have a new ambulance that, you know, it's ready to go. So.
Yeah, all that too.
Yeah, he said we got a new ambulance. So
yeah.
We got it because I thought Mr. Burse might join.
Yeah. You can't ever tell that.
I'm for it too, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, everybody's for it.
Anything that we can get for the taxpayers to utilize, I'm for. So.
Okay. So all I can say is I appreciate y'all coming and letting us know if we can help, you know. And now we got to figure out which way we're gonna go. And Lance, I think he'll do. I know he'll do what he's supposed to do, and he's real good at taking care of stuff like this. And he'll let us know. And we appreciate y'all coming.
Really do.
So, thank y'all.
Thank you.
We're gonna let y'all get to the other business. So
All right.
thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And thank y'all very much.
Good to see you, Mr. Smith.
Thank y'all for letting us know. Okay.
And Leonard,
Alrighty.
I think you're only 1 year older than me. We have a 70s and above.
That's right. We can't let everybody know that now.
That's one of them, Charlie Vickers' daughter. Really? Okay.
And his wife told nobody about that real tight. That's right.
Okay. let's see where we at now, agenda items. Let's move on with the agenda items on the AESG Industrial Park Water Connection.
Mr. Chairman, this is an item that we carried over several agendas, and it was just here to clear up any information. And I think Commissioner Burris and Commissioner Lucas met with ESG representative, and so I just put it back on the agenda to clear up any information. We still need the updated plans and the was it MOU?
Yeah.
An MOU before we proceed with the final approval.
Okay, I think Mr. Burris asked for this, I think this letter is from the city requesting the right. It was approved, wasn't it? Okay.
Mr. Chairman. We've got, Charlie Bridges here with the ESG engineering, if he could come up and.
Yeah,
So we
okay.
could, maybe ask some questions and then, we got Patrick back there with the city, we can confirm some things. I know one of the things that was on the question list from the last time you guys were here is that, one was the MOU to say that if you're gonna, there ain't no cutting in our streets, our roads, and then, I think one of the things further with that would be driveways. You know, if we're gonna cut across people's driveways, we need to make sure we put them back, but I think you had said that, yeah, we're gonna bore under the driveways.
Yes, sir.
Bore under any streets or roads, things like that, so.
That's right. The only other thing, Commissioner, would be that we had talked about some language being in there about if there's any damage to any county roads as a result of a line break or whatever, that would be on the city to repair at their expense, and we wouldn't be looking to the county to bear any of that burden.
Right, and I believe one other thing was if it's ever come to a point that we need to have that utility moved for further construction to widen the road or whatever, that would also fall on the city's responsibility to move, correct?
That's right. It would be worded something like, that's pretty common in DOT permits when they
Right.
grant you a utility permit, that if at any point that line had to be relocated to facilitate the widening of the road or a realignment, that will be done at the city's expense as well.
Cool, and the city's good with that wording?
Yes, sir. I believe the city attorney is finishing up the MOU that we had talked about last time, and I don't know if the county attorney's gotten a copy of that or not yet. But yeah, she's working on that language.
Okay.
And the route, was it all, are you satisfied with the route now?
Well-
Or,
Yeah, what it was, on the, like I said, we met with, Charlie and, myself, Commissioner Lucas, and, let's see who else was in there?
Mr. Rayford.
Mr. Rayford, yeah, county manager and, clerk. And one of the things that you were there, weren't you, Melinda?
I wasn't.
Melinda?
Melinda was.
At which meeting, I'm sorry?
No, I guess you weren't there when we.
I was.
Okay. We have so many meetings, I
We
can't.
had a side bar here.
Okay, but anyway, one of the things that I had some concern about, and I preface everything by saying that, you know, I support the project and the concept that it was in. I know why they wanting to do it and the need for it, but on the original drawing that we had two different routes, you know, we could have took and talking with, Charlie, talking with, you know, people that were in on that, they stated why the proposed route was the one that was chosen because of the different difficulties they would run into with the alternate route. So I kind of swallowed on that, you know, and understand that, but also we just wanted to make sure that if, as Commissioner Turner alluded to earlier, about the road cuts, it wouldn't be any road cuts. We're doing the boring under the, not only on the streets, but on the driveways too.
That's right.
And that's what they assured us. And another thing was to try to do a campaign to let people know once we sign off and this gets going, to let them know what's gonna be happening, you know. So it won't be like they just catch it, you know, be blindsided by it.
And Commissioner Tindall and I talked about that a little bit before the meeting. I think a good idea is after we bid this project out and we have selected a contractor, I think we could have something, if the commission wanted to, we could have like a town hall style meeting where anybody that would be affected along that route could attend And myself, city representatives, contractor would all be there, to answer any questions that they might have as far as timing and that kind of thing to go.
And another thing that come up, and I'm glad we got our development authority director back here, was about looking down the road, and if we had an industry that come in that was water intensive, how would that be resolved, and how would that work out? And with the 2 tanks out there, I think the 2 wells and 2 tanks at the industrial park, that wouldn't be an issue.
It's certainly not right now. We've got about 3 million gallons a day in capacity in the industrial park, and we're using a little less than 1 million at the time, right now. So we've got about over 2 million in capacity that we can offer somebody. But in the event that we needed more water and we needed an additional water source, more than likely if we had to drill a new well, it would go out towards the industrial park anyway. Okay. So I don't think that's a concern.
And,
So, no, go ahead.
Another thing, I'm in a position where I'm representing both county and city residents, so I'm kind of wanting to make sure I look out for both interests, and make sure there's no hardship on either one, But I do realize, like I said, the redundancy in the water lines out there, and right now, and I didn't understand it, but I'm learning more about it. If you don't use that water and it's just sitting there, after a while, it's gonna kind of get stale, for lack of a better term,
That's right.
And
Yes, sir.
so we want to try to keep that water, I guess, moving. And also, I think would it enhance the pressure at all in the city?
The pressure probably wouldn't be affected a tremendous amount, but you'd have a larger volume of water that you could move back and forth between the two. Okay. As it stands right now, there's more usage in the city than there is at the industrial park. But I think I told you in our last meeting that we'll have a booster station that can pump in both directions. So in the event that we did have a large user in the industrial park, we can always move water from city back out to the industrial park too.
And Commissioner Lucas, he's down there. You won't see him, but he's there.
Yes, sir.
And he may have some things that he wants to say too,
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Okay,
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Lucas,
I'm good with everything, Chairman, that,
Okay.
Commissioner Burke said. I ditto what he says, and I think it's gonna be a good thing if we can get the lines laid appropriately and correctly. That way they'll last for years to come.
yeah,
Mr. Chairman.
okay, go ahead, Mr. John.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, one, I'm definitely for this project. I was for this project whenever we were talking about it, whenever I was on the city commission back in 2016, 17. Because, and also just like Commissioner Burse, I a lot of my area is in the city as well. I think he and I are like the only ones that cover city and county, areas. And so definitely want to be doing things that's going to help the city out. And then also just to bring the point, talking with the Development Authority Director, he's had, multiple complaints about water quality in the area, whether it be from excessive flushing of lines that has to happen because the water is stagnant, stale. And Charlie, you and I talked about it, is that we want to stay within a day and a half of holding water in a tank before we roll it over. If it stays longer than that, the water gets stagnant, water gets stale inside in the pipes, and then we also run into disinfectant byproduct issues that can take place. And so we don't want to have that. So I think that moving the water, being able to move it back and forth, being able to have that water from the industrial park at this point, it's probably going to be more pushing this way towards the city than anything. But it's going to help enhance that quality of the water that's in the industrial park. And we won't have as much stagnant water issues that we've got right now.
Yes,
So,
sir.
and also with the capacity, we've got the 2 water towers out there, but we're only utilizing one of them right now, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
And it's because we don't have the water usage that we need to require using both towers. And so there's a possibility that when we do have that connection done, we could probably utilize both towers and increase our capacity by the volume of that water tower.
We actually have another project that we're working on right now to bring that tank back on, the one that's not being used, to bring that tank back online.
That's the big silver one right there in the corner
It's
of,
the one at the intersection of Fulford and
Yep.
Industrial Boulevard.
yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any more? You got anything on it?
No, sir, the only concern I had was, the pressure in Industrial Park, but it seemed maybe it'll help it, so.
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
pressure won't be affected.
Yeah,
So, Mr. Chairman,
go ahead.
I guess we'll do another vote whenever we get the MOU, how's that gonna work? Because like I say,
Do
right
we
now,
have
we don't
the
have an
MOU
MOU.
now?
Well, the way the motion was worded, I think you'll have to have another vote for the MOU.
That's what I was thinking.
We gotta have another
Because the
MOU
motion was
from
worded, vote in concept, approve the concept.
That concept,
So
right?
I think once you get the new plans and MOU, you'll have to have another vote to approve the MOU.
Right.
So we can't vote on it, then we'll just,
Yeah.
okay.
Once our attorneys approve the MOU, then we'll put it back on the agenda to vote for it.
And I appreciate Charlie taking this time to come and
Yeah.
managing to meet with us and everything, because as I say from time to time, there's nothing like communication. And if we communicate, maybe we can get some things, but if we're not communicating, you can't get much done.
I agree, and I appreciate the commission, having me before you today. I'd be glad to answer whatever questions you have now or afterwards. Feel free to call me.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Thank you,
All
Charlie.
right, thank you, Charlie. Okay. We'll clear that one over, I guess, or wait till we.
No, just
we have
wait,
to-
it won't go over.
Yeah,
We
the
have to
MOU.
take it over, so we gotta wait till
Right,
the
it just-
MOU comes
That
back.
MOU.
All right. All right, so we'll just go ahead to be the resolution for 2025-22, approve the Tri-County resolution supporting a perimeter road. We've been to a lot of meetings on this thing, and we've got a lot of feedback on it. And so, I guess, do we have the resolution? We,
It's in your book. Brantley
have
and
we got
Pierce,
ours, we've got some from some of the counties already in, don't
Brantley and Pierce have approved the resolution,
They haven't
we?
sent
Brantley and Pierce,
right? And so we haven't gotten their copy yet. My understanding, they've approved it. We just need to approve ours.
okay,
and I've got it tonight.
And then we'll actually pass it around and we'll have all the commissioners sign one resolution to submit to DOT.
okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Go
So
ahead.
I just wanted to, make it clear for everybody that's out there. We had a meeting a couple weeks ago with Pierce County, Brantley County, and our chairman, our commission. And we looked at a concept of the perimeter. And so we are not voting on the exact path of this perimeter road. We are voting on the concept of a perimeter road. It'll ultimately be up to DOT to where the actual location of it will be. So if you look at a map that has all those lines on it, I'd probably say don't start calling us right then and fussing at us because it's going through your yard or through your neighbor's yard or whatever, because it probably or may not be in the same location that it's in right now. That's going to be up to DOT and where they decide they're going to put it. This is going to be a large project and it's going to take a long time. So I told somebody, I said, it's likely that some of us here probably won't ever see that come to fruition, because it's gonna take a while. It's a large project, but, I could see portions of it being finished in a short time period, but the full amount of it, it's gonna take a while. It is a large project that we're looking at.
Right.
So, so this is just the concept of a perimeter road.
Okay. Yeah, this is not, we're not saying it's gonna be there, like John's saying, it ain't gonna be in that route, whatever DOT comes up with, if we ever get it on the table,
Right.
for DOT and for the governor and everybody else to see. But what we're this is just a resolution to get it there,
Right.
So maybe we get it we're trying to get it in the kitchen door anyway,
Right.
Do you want it read for the public?
Yeah, if you would.
All right, resolution 2025-22, resolution of the Board of Commissioners of Brantley County, the Board of Commissioners of Pierce County, and the Board of Commissioners of Ware County in support of the construction of a perimeter road. Whereas the Board of Commissioners of Brantley County, Pierce County, and Ware County, collectively the counties, recognize the sustained increase of vehicular traffic within and among the counties resulting in congestion, particularly along and affecting major corridors serving commuters, commercial freight, school transportation, and emergency services. And whereas traffic bottlenecks increase response time for public safety, elevate crash risk, and impose cost on citizens and businesses. And whereas the counties further recognize that strategic transportation improvements are essential to preserving quality of life, fostering economic vitality, facilitating regional mobility, and enhancing public safety. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Brantley County, the Board of Commissioners of Pierce County, and the Board of Commissioners of Ware County to express unified regional support for the planning, funding, design, right-of-way acquisition, construction, and implementation of a perimeter road, hence known the perimeter road, to route through traffic around congested areas, reduce travel delays, improve freight movement, enhance emergency response, and advance the safety and welfare of the citizens of each county. The counties hereby direct their respective county managers and staff to coordinate with the Georgia Department of Transportation to begin the process to advance the planning for and construction of perimeter road. Nothing in this resolution shall obligate any county to expend funds or enter into binding commitment absent subsequent approvals by the respective boards of commissioners and the execution of any required agreements. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect upon its adoption by each of the Board of Commissioners named wherein or herein. And then there's a signature page for each county to be signed by all commissioners and then attested by the clerk.
Mr. Chairman, I also want to say this is pretty bold what we're trying to do here. We're bringing 3 counties together. I mean, we've done some pretty, what I'd say bold things over the last couple months with one, just in our own county, bringing the city, the county, and the school board all together. I don't know if that's ever been done before, and we've already had a couple meetings of that to where we can enhance communication. The second thing is bringing the 3 counties together. I remember back I think when I was in high school, wasn't too long ago, that the Satilla River was like the Macon-Dixon line. And you remember, Michael? I mean, it was tough, man. You didn't come over to Ware County, unless you was ready to fight. In the same way from Ware County over to Pierce County. And so, but that's the way it was. And I just think it's great that we're all starting to work together as unified counties together on this. Plus, we're trying to get out of the doghouse deal. If y'all remember several years ago, there was a large project that was going to be done mainly in Ware County, and it was all for it, and then all of a sudden we was all against it. So there's the 2 boards, city and county, pushed away about $70 million of a project that would have been ideal to have right now with them working on the bridge. And so anyways, we're trying to get out of the doghouse with that. A lot of y'all know between the city and the county, we put $10 million on this overpass project for State Street, just so that way we could move that project up. I remember whenever I was on the city commission, they told us at DOT that was a 2032 starting point, that they weren't going to start any kind of preliminary engineering or anything till 2032. And so by us putting $10 million towards that project, it kind of moved it up a little bit. So we're still trying to get out of the doghouse. And I think that joining together with the other counties and us having where we can collaborate and bring us all together, this is going to be a good project for our future. It's far enough outside of the city limits that it's going to allow for expansion of services, expansion of industry, businesses, housing, all kinds of stuff. So I'm 100% for it and excited about it.
Okay. Anybody else? John, I appreciate that.
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to say we're not voting to do this right now. We just putting it in motion.
In the motion.
Oh,
yeah. We won't be.
I probably won't never get to drive on it, so.
Well, me and Mr. Burst won't make one trip around it.
You and Mr. Burke might. In the ambulance.
Push y'all on the wheelchair.
Coming from the pickleball courts.
That's right.
I've just had a lot of concern, people calling, businesses in town and say, they're scared it's gonna put them out of business. I explained to some of them, you'll probably have to, build a new place by the time this happens anyway, so. A lot of people just misunderstands and they think we're fixing to do something right now,
It ain't gonna happen now.
we just trying to get something in motion and it may come down to changing some streets around in Waycross, but we gotta make a move somewhere to get things started, so.
Well, it's one of those things where in 20 years, whenever my kids could be sitting in the same spot that I'm sitting in, they don't want to be looking back and say, well, I wish daddy or granddaddy had done this whenever they were on that board. If they would have made these moves today, then we wouldn't have to be waiting down the road. That perimeter road, it's far enough outside of town that, it's going to seem like a long way out of town once it gets all built. But as things grow around these perimeter roads. You can look at every town around that has these perimeter roads. It starts out real desolate, and then all of a sudden, everything expands out to that area. And so, if we want to see some good growth, good happenings in our town, I think this is one of the things that we can do. Like I said, it's going to take it a while, but I think it'll be worth it in the end.
Yeah. And Mr. Chairman, go ahead. And the ditto what my fellow commissioners said, I support it. And one thing that haven't really been mentioned is it's not so much we just decided, hey, we just want us a perimeter road, just doesn't do. We're doing this because it's necessitating now that we do have a perimeter road because you got truck traffic that's increasing. The ports are projecting to get more and more, trailer, what I call them trailer train. We used to call them trailer train, but when they're hauling these things by truck. So that's going to mean a lot more traffic coming in. And anytime, any day of the week, you come through Waycross, you're going to encounter trucks, and they trying to come through here to get to where they're going. But if they had an alternative route where they could go, they're going to take that perimeter road. They may go out the way just to stay on that road so they won't have to deal with all the traffic, So it's going to be a lot of pros and cons, people saying different things about this road and we don't need it, and this is why. And sometimes it's because maybe it's just affecting that individual, and I can understand that. But sometimes we'll have to look at what's going to be best for the overall community, and not just one individual, Not saying that they're feeling not of concern, but when you have to look at it, you have to weigh the whole thing out.
That's right. Okay. Timmy, you got anything?
No, sir, I'm happy with what everybody said. I'm fully on board with it, and I love the idea of having a perimeter road because it's needed.
Right, okay.
Mr. Chairman, just so we clarify, just for the record, that we just want to say that this wasn't something that was pulled out of the air. We had a comprehensive transportation study done. Right. It's almost about 90% feasible. And also part of that study was a feasibility study of a perimeter road, and it all supported the perimeter road.
Yeah, okay, I appreciate that, James. Yep. We started that comprehensive plan, 3-4 years ago? It took, 2.5 years to get it?
I'm not sure exactly.
It was approved maybe in 23.
Yeah, because
To start
the commission voted to do the study and didn't come up with the plan. We paid an extra $50,000 to have the
feasibility study.
Feasibility plan on it. So we've entered it. We did as much as we can so far. Now I'd like to ask, is the city, do we need to get them to sign a?
I was going to.
They agree with us, but
I was going to ask the commission if you wanted me to approach the city manager and see if we can get a resolution from them as well.
I think
I would like to have, if they would, but I'd sure like to invite them, and wish they would. Yeah.
I'll try to get in touch with them on Wednesday.
Okay. See if they'll do one for the city of Waycross too, and that would. We need support all we can get. Okay. Anybody else? Anything else on it? Okay, we need to vote on this and carry it over to the meeting for a vote. Okay.
Just need to carry it over for the meeting.
All right, let's carry it over. Anybody got anything else they want to say on it before we go? All right. We go to C, approve the lease for the air vac. And
Mr. Chairman, this is a request to approve the lease for air evac. That's the helicopter ambulance. That, they're going to be stationed out in and it's stationed out in Industrial Park behind the, fire station. It's the same spot location they had before. They have a hangar out there now that they lease, behind the fire station. And, we've all reviewed this lease, and including the county attorney, and approved the language in it, recommend that you approve, move it on to the agenda and approve it.
This is just to move a trailer in there to, where they can,
A modular building so they can sleep, yes, sir.
okay.
And
They're gonna
also,
go to 24-hour service.
Mr. Chairman, we got the manager back here for the airport, I think, also, yeah, like I say, the trailer, but also about the fuel, let's, a little, something changed, looking on the fueling situation too, right?
Yes.
Steve.
Good afternoon, Chairman and Commission.
Morning.
We've been working on this, agreement with Air Evac for a while now. They're wanting to move back to their old position that they had in Industrial Park. We won't lose any gas sales. We'll maintain the gas sales just like they are now. They're providing the same situation, same setup that they had years ago when they were here. They're here now from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, and this will convert them into a 24-hour helicopter where we could use them at any hour during the 24 hours. So the airport still gains the sale from the fuel. We'll still do nothing that we didn't do prior to. The county's under no obligation to do anything for them as far as they're gonna start doing the work on the land tomorrow. The actual home that they're gonna put in, mobile home, should be moved in around December. So they want to go ahead and get in so they can get to their place and get up and going and moving quick. This is a win-win for this community. We had Air Evac years ago for a 24-hour day, or for, well, just like the fire department, 24/7. And then they moved, and we only had them where we were flying them in from another community. Now they're back, and now they're here, and they're a big part of our community, and they're needed. And I would highly suggest that we do this and to benefit the community and airport and everything else. This is a win-win for everybody.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Also, I think, and
Mr. Burson.
you mentioned about the mobile home, and this is not something they just going picking up from off the lot.
No, this will be a brand new.
Brand new.
Yeah, this will be a brand new thing. They're not gonna drag one in, and it has to meet our approval, and when they leave, it still has to meet, everything has to go back to just like the county wants it to be. When they're moving in, they're gonna move in just a footprint, just like they did back when they were here in, the years prior.
Okay.
So this is good.
It's not costing us anything.
No, sir.
Okay,
But
any
it's
more?
greatly benefiting our citizenry though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
We had a call this morning where we had to use the helicopter, and we had to call one, I think, Trauma 1, and because ours wasn't in the 10 to 10 schedule. Had they been here, we would have been able to use the one this morning straight from Ware County, instead of having to get one from Trauma 1. So this is a good thing.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of hard work that put in by our attorney, manager, myself, and the representatives from Air Evac.
Okay, thank you, Dee. Anything else on that? Okay, let's move it over. All right, D, Whitecross Ware County Development Authority Board vacancy, seat 2, Kim Bennett Callahan. Let's see, we got, what this is, the county seat 2 of the, Whitecross Development Authority Board is currently held by Ms. Candace Moody Rice. Ms. Rice's appointment will expire on December the 31st, 25. Ms. Rice has reached her term limits on the board. The Ware County Development Authority advertised this vacancy for representation in the local paper, soliciting appreciation from interested parties. The Board of Directors received applications and has nominated Ms. Kim Bennett Callahan to fill this role. Is everybody with that?
Yes, I'm good. You have Jason back there, if he got something he may wanna say to it.
Let's see, when does her term expire? And she'll,
31st.
She'll go January.
January
Yeah.
26th, she'll go through the 31st of 29, right? Okay. If not, it's carried over.
Okay.
Okay. All right, a proposal for Robert, civil engineer, to handle utility coordination.
Mr. Chairman, I think we've got a representative here from Robert Civil Engineers. We want to bring him
Okay.
up to talk about what exactly it is that they're proposing here.
Yeah.
So, one or both of you can come on up.
Yeah, y'all tell us what y'all got. We got it in writing here, but
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioner.
thank you.
I'm with, Robert Civil, Hayden Roger, and this is Toby Harris. I think most of y'all know him. We was asked, we had done a proposal, we in the process of doing the design on Pine, Wadley, Elmer Thrift, and Banks Road. And in that discussion with the county managers, we determined that in the original proposal, there was no utility coordination nor the environmental. And I think the county elected to do the environmental in-house with some of their representatives. So that left the utility, we call it UC. And in doing that is, we would handle all the coordination of sending the CAD files to the actual utility companies, coordinating it, getting them back to the plans, making sure they moved during construction, et cetera. Wasn't sure what questions or something that they may have for what the role would be. So basically what it is, it handles it from once this proposal is approved, if the discretion of the board, we would handle all the coordination, as you know, from start to finish of the project in conjunction with what we're doing now. Any specific questions we'll try to answer, because I know some of y'all have been in the meeting when we met. I know the chairman's been in some of them when we met, and I believe the gentleman that's called it in has been in some of them, so.
So, Mr. Chairman, this item was brought before the commission several months ago, or 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago.
Yes.
And, the commission was questioning the cost of the, proposal, which was $42,000, I believe. And, and I couldn't, I'm not a road guy, so I couldn't verify the hours, be involved. And I said, we'd bring them in, let them, discuss why that cost is that cost. Like I told you before, if we do not hire someone to handle these, it will delay the project, because I don't have time to sit on there and go back and forth with utility companies all day. So I'm just bringing it back for the discretion of the board and answer any questions the board may have. They're here, because I'm assuming they had to put some kind of time frame on what estimated time it would take to coordinate all that, so.
There's actually 5 utilities on that project from what we determined now. You got Slash, which is EMC, you got Xfinity/Comcast, the county's water that's out there. You've got AT&T and ATC with broadband, et cetera. The pricing is pretty much in line with what the other counties are doing. Those of y'all that's been on, I don't like to bring other counties in it, but on Golf Course Road in Pierce County, we're still negotiating moving power poles alongside Golf Course Road. So it's a time consuming thing. Y'all know we've been doing golf course now, those that live in that area to go play golf. So I like the commissioner, we've been doing it nearly a year. But we cannot close it out because we're still having to do UC coordination with Georgia Power. So there again, as Jimbo said, either he's going to coordinate from here till they move them, or the consultant, that would be part of it. It could be a simple process. I've never worked with Pine EMC. I've always dealt with Satilla EMC or Georgia Power. That'll be a new on me. Some of y'all maybe work with them. But it's basically handling it from start to finish. You got to send the CAD files. They have so many days to respond back once we send them the files following the GDOT process, because I retired from there with nearly 30 years of service. If they don't reply back, Mr. Elmer used interpret, it's considered a no conflict. So if we go out there and we tear up the line, they can't come back on us on the county because we followed the utility, process and so forth. So that's how the money's arrived at. Yes, sir, Mr.
The
Chairman.
reason I say this is, and I think I might have mentioned that, it was sounded a little high, because as a contractor, if all the utilities out the way, a contractor can build a road pretty fast. But if he got to work around light poles and water mains and everything else, if it's not moved prior to construction, then they always charge more. We always did. We went and looked, oh, you got to work around this. They ain't gonna move these poles for 6 months or a year. It costs a contractor usually he gonna add a little cushion for himself. He ain't crazy.
And most
He
times.
wouldn't be his business. He got to look out for himself.
And we can't move utilities till they clear and grub.
That's right.
But you got to coordinate of where that utility's going on the front end, so when you go out there and start clearing and grubbing, you got staging where you got to stage it and move it all in conjunction.
The power poles could be moved, as soon as the clearing's over with.
As soon as the clearing, and then the trenching can be done too.
But the grading, it's hard to grade the road and build the ditches with the poles in them. Well, see, we got some of that problem now. We had to have a patch in Smith Road.
Yeah, and it's
If y'all
a bad
remember, we
patch.
had about 3 sitting up there in the corner of the road. And we got a patch in a new road because we had to wait for the power poles to be moved.
Yeah, I remember.
So we don't really want to do that no more.
I hate building a new road and have a patch on a brand new resurfaced
Right.
road.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you on that part, yes.
So if this would stop some of that, and be ahead of them, where we could maybe, then the contractor, we'd tell them, and say, okay, all the utilities taken care of.
Well, they'll be done as soon as clearing and grubbing,
Yeah.
Y'all that build roads, y'all know,
Have to work.
once the clear,
Work
well,
with
with the arcing and so forth, with the offset and all, but once the clearing and grubbing's done,
Yeah.
What this really will do is it sets a clear communication and concise point of all the technical data and everything that needs to be done, so that we get all the stuff up front done, technically that needs to be done, so everybody's on the same page from the start.
Communication
Communication is
as
key.
the commissioner
And
said.
not only just that communication, we've got the data by doing this of backing up, no, this is what was agreed on, this is how we're gonna move forward, so you don't run into that process.
Right.
Well, I thought that pole was 5 more feet this way. No, sir, this is where it's at right here.
Yeah.
So it really gives that peace of mind of how the project's gonna move forward on the right through.
So see, they realign their plan, that's part of the CAD file that you send to them, they come up with a plan of where they need to set their pole.
Okay.
Or underground with ATC or AT&T, whichever, if they're overhead or underground.
So, Mr. Chairman, if I'm understanding what they're talking about, basically, when the service you are performing, make sure all this stuff is not so much move, but make sure that it's all coordinated, well, they would know where they need to move it to.
Yes, sir. We send the plans to the UCs, the coordinator. Rick Loans with Georgia Power, Billy Short is with the one at Alma. They redline their plans, they send them back, and we put their drawings on our final set of construction plans and stamp that goes to the county.
Okay.
That's how that kind of
In the ideal situation, all this utilities and the poles will be moved before you get started building the road.
Right.
They'll be
After
let do
clearing.
construction.
After
right,
clearing.
grub, yes, sir.
Yeah, usually clearing is the first thing.
Yes.
And then you come in before you grading. All the utilities need to be moved.
Right.
Correct.
And so on our end, it takes that off of James's plate, which
Right.
he don't have enough room on his plate right now to add that to it.
It'll take off his plate day to day. I'll be honest with you, can eat up about half a day or a whole day or a week before you know it, and it really is an important part.
Let me ask you something else now. If these projects are shortened for some unseen reason, this price shortened,
If we shorten,
less.
yes, sir, this is based off of what the original concept was proposed when we done it,
Okay.
yes, sir.
You get that, James?
But what you mean when you say if it's short?
Well, if we don't have the money to do all the roads and we have to take one off,
Okay,
just
that'll be reflected in
be
there.
reflected in the, I wanna make sure it's
Okay.
reflected in the price, the deduct. Y'all understand that?
Yes, sir. I mean, if we're not building it, there's no sense
No,
to you see.
yeah. So sometimes we may, when it comes into bid, we may say, oh, we can't go that far,
That's right.
you know.
And then we'll give Jimbo the
Adjust.
updates, you know, as far as
Adjust.
communication.
Right.
as
So
you
y'all-
said earlier.
Y'all good with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Any other questions?
I guess that's all.
Thank y'all for y'all
Any-
time.
guys.
Good to meet
Any more
y'all.
questions?
I'm good.
Okay, all right, appreciate it. We'll move it over. Okay. Okay, we got a resolution for 2025-23 public defender contract, first half of the 2026 calendar year. And we have this every year,
Mr. Chairman, we do this twice a year.
twice a year.
They run on a calendar year, we run on fiscal year, so we
Okay.
approve the first half of their year now, and then in June, we'll approve the second half of the year.
Right.
I will say that there is a slight increase in this year's, and it was, approximately, $1,000.
Yeah,
$1,980 for this year was the, increase. However, I think that they usually give us a refund because, unused funds usually at the end of the year.
okay.
So, but we were required to do this twice a year.
Anybody else got anything on it? You got anything, Bill? All right, let's roll it over. Okay, now I'm gonna have to turn this over to the top. To, on this G.
So, Mr. Chairman, let's, you gonna take a quick break? You gonna skip? Well, no, let's take a break until Commissioner Burst gets back, because if you abstain without
right.
Commissioner Burst, we won't have a quorum, so if we
Okay.
can, we just take a little break.
Can we
to,
take let's take a
about a 5-minute break.
5-minute break.
Lucas is here. This one? Out my cup? Yeah, I got it out in my pocket.
I'm gonna turn it over to the co-chair because
All right.
conflict of interest.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, this is to approve the contract with Thrift Brothers Construction to pave the following streets: Katy Lane and Dusty Lane. This is a part of the amendment to the 2023 CDBG. The bid was awarded to Thrift Brothers Construction on October 27th of 25. The amount of the contract is $270,217.87, and this is just to approve the contract where they can go to work, right, James?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any discussion?
I offer motion that we approve this.
Wait.
No, just move it to.
Move it over.
Huh?
Just move it over.
Oh, okay.
We still in-
Yeah, we're just gonna move it over. if
Okay, move it
everybody's
over.
in agreement.
Okay.
You good, John?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Timmy, can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I'm good with it.
Okay, all right. All right, well, we'll move it over to the, regular meeting. I'll turn it back over to the chairman.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the bid award for 2 motor graders. H. Now, let's see, we have them bids. Y'all have looked over them, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
3 bids were received for motor graders. Yancey Brothers, Dobbs, and Linder. And Yancey Brothers, I guess, was of 307, 836 is for 2 machines.
And that includes a preventative maintenance
Preventive
contract.
maintenance.
And the
Program.
preventive maintenance contract.
Now, that's 307, is that for both of them, or just one?
No, oh,
That's each.
Each. That's right.
each, 307 each, ain't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
He may wanna throw 2 in.
yeah, he did give us 2 for that price.
Yeah.
But we could lease them for $4,611 a month. And I have a buyback, I guess that's a buyback at the end of 4 years for 109.
5 years.
5 years, end of 5 years.
Yes, sir.
I have a question if the salesman can come up when he gets a chance.
Okay,
Come up, Dave.
you wanna
Yes, sir.
tell us what your name is and address?
It's David Penner, 126 Eagle Crest Drive, Brunswick, Georgia. And work for Yancey Brothers.
Yancey Brothers, okay. Go ahead.
Okay, the difference now between leasing them, if we lease them, y'all keep them up for 5 years, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, if we buy them with this, maintenance program, y'all do the same thing, right?
Same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're looking at, really, the only other cost would be the interest, right? If we leased them,
if you
if
do
we
a
leased
lease.
them.
That's correct.
Right.
And I believe, Chairman, if I may,
Go ahead.
if we lease them and say something happened, one of the graders went down and it was gonna be down over 2 or 3 days, y'all will furnish another
Yeah. If
grader?
it's over 48 hours, then we'll put a loaner out.
Okay.
What if we buy them, is that the same deal? If
Same
we-
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
For 5 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have a question for the county manager, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, go ahead.
James, this money was put into 1%, right, when it was
On the
passed?
road, on the roads and
On
equipment.
the road and equipment, okay,
Yes,
so,
sir.
So it was put into 1% to be able to do this.
The equipment was combined with the roads.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend that we move it over to the, regular meeting with the exception of we need to decide if we wanna purchase them or lease them.
Or one or two of them.
Yeah.
Had any of the other commissioners got anything on it?
I prefer a lease on it, just because at the end of the lease, we can turn them back, you can give them back to him.
That's right.
And then he'll turn around and give us another one.
That's right.
And we just sign back onto it, and then we don't, I think if I was using it, if I was buying this piece of equipment for myself, personal use at the house or whatever, which I don't think I'd use motor grader, but you know what I mean? I would buy a piece of equipment, but, whenever we're depending on that motor grader to be running every single day, to keep up our roads, I think it's better that we, for a lease. The cost of ownership after 5 years on these tractors, I'm sure it's the same thing as it is on vehicles and everything. As soon as you get 100,000 miles on a truck, cost of ownership increases by 40%. And I'm sure it does the same thing on a tractor after X hours or X years.
Right.
So that's why you got to set up on 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
What is that annually, that 4611 annually, is that about 80,000, 90,000?
yeah, I was trying to look up on.
It'd be a little less than 60.
Yeah.
Little less than 60,000 a year.
Yeah,
On the lease.
so basically come out about the same.
Per
thing.
machine?
Yeah, per machine.
$55,332
That's
per machine.
per machine, so about 110
So,
4 years, you'd have 400,000.
for 5 years, 5 years.
5 years, huh?
yeah, so it'd be 110,664 per year.
It'd be
Times
5
five
years,
would be
about $600,000.
$553,320
anyway.
for 5 years for two
Now,
machines.
now, I wouldn't have a problem with purchasing as long as we could agree that in 5 years, we're gonna trade them in.
Trade them in. That's the thing.
Then we save a lot of that interest on it. We can pay cash for them. We save a lot of interest on it, and I'm fine with that, but I would be, in my mind, my opinion would be, I'd be very adamant about trading them after 5 years. 'Cause I think we got some machines right now that's got over 5 years on them, and we're having some issues with
Mr.
it.
Chairman, I got a question for the, maintenance guy.
Go ahead.
Michael, do you know what we've spent on the graders that we have now, since maybe the first of the year or anything, or?
Yes, sir. Since I've been in vehicle maintenance, I've kept records of the 10 graders that we've got. And what we've put into these graders since January, or actually it's February, when I started keeping up with it, we put in $95,374 in repairs and maintenance on these things.
And that's in 10 months, about 10 months?
8 months.
8 months.
And that's, and all 10 of them,
That's all 10 of them, which you've got 2 of them that are youngsters to us, and all we have to do is go out there and change the blades and tires on them, so they don't cost us that much, but right now. But, I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that's right there at 10,000 hours, and that's when you're gonna run into the DPF giving up, some of the bigger expenses that are happening. Right now, we've got one broke down in the shop that's, we're having to put brake hubs, reseal the hubs in the brakes because it's leaking fluid riding down the road. So, we had to throw that in there, and that's gonna be right at $7,000-8,000 when they finish fixing it, that you can add to that.
well, Mr. Chairman,
I know a motor grader is the least expensive machine there is to keep up on a piece of construction equipment. And the bulldozer is probably the most, but.
The problem with these new graders though is so much electronic stuff
Yeah.
on them, and when it tears up, you're gonna have to go to the dealer to get them to reset everything, and I understand that, it's a headache.
Okay,
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I
go ahead.
concur with what Commissioner Tindall was saying, and, it's kind of like between a rock and a hard place, leasing versus, buying them. But the leasing, the positive part about that is that, as Commissioner Cox alluded to, is that these machines are different now. Bike, it's just like when you had an older vehicle where you can go there and pretty much do everything yourself, but now you got to have a computer set up to work on them, And so, I think when it all boils down, I think we'll come out ahead if we lease them, because we know we got the machine there. We know if the machine goes down, we got one gonna be there. If it's over 48 hours, we're gonna have another one, so we can keep rolling. Because sometimes the machines stay down a while before we can even get it going. And so I right now I would be in favor of leasing, try it for 5 years, and then like I say, and try to get it on a program. If we're gonna lease it, then at the end of the lease period, we turn them back in and we lease again,
Okay.
James, can you tell me the difference between if we purchase them and we lease them? What was the difference in that again?
It was 110 a year for 5 years.
It's not gonna be a whole lot.
560,000.
Because if we lease them,
You almost haven't paid for it.
Times two,
Then you gotta turn around and give him 109,000.
plus, if you bought them at the end, you'd be at 218,000. Are you wanting what the buyout price would be too at the end, included in that, or just the lease price?
Just the lease price.
The lease price for 5 years will be 553,320.
For 5 years.
Yes, sir, and then if you bought them outright, it would be $608,600 or some change like that without doing that's included.
Now, that's not a piece, that's for both tractors, that 5 something,
Right.
right? Okay. Because it's 276, 660
So it would actually
per
be,
tractor.
It would actually be less to lease them then.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, $615,672 to purchase them outright.
Yeah. David, if we lease those, are they a buyback on them then in 5 years? Do y'all pay us something back for?
There's a purchase option.
Okay, so I'm, okay, but y'all would offer a purchase option to buy it back, okay,
that's that 109,000.
That's correct.
okay.
it's total 109.
I believe it would be
So
best to,
if we did everything, if we did the lease for 60 months plus the buyback, we'd have 386 in them. But my opinion on that would be that we lease them for 5 years, give them back to him,
Yeah.
let him give us a new one.
a new one.
That would be in my opinion, again, the best thing to do, just because of that cost of ownership increases tremendously
Yeah.
after that 5 years.
Now, we gonna put these on the splosh?
Yes, sir.
That's how we're gonna buy them. The splosh.
It was
out
actually
of
put in the
SPLOST.
SPLOST money, I
So
think.
It
when-
says
lease
Public Works and Equipment.
How much longer does our splosh last? How many more years?
It started in 23, it's voted on 29, so it's got, or 22, and so it'll be 27 when we vote on it again, 28, I think, when it expires.
Expires 28. These leases would be, 3 years old.
Yeah, we would still be in the lease period.
Would still be tied to the lease. If it
So,
died.
and one thing we'd wanna do in this would be, we'd wanna sell, one of those graders, the one that gives us the most, that's the most expensive, we wanna sell that one, and then we'll use that money to go right back towards these graders. And then we'll keep one as a, spare grader. So we have
Okay.
something to put up in some of these road projects when they have detours or whatever. Or if we got one to go down that's.
So if
not
we
leased.
sold one of those graders and we took that money and put it down on these 2 graders, it would lower our lease payment.
Correct.
And the only thing that
Well, I don't know
concerns,
if it lower lease payment, I don't know if you put it down on it, but it would just have, it would have money there to pay the lease.
I got you. Either way.
the only thing that concerns me about leasing them though, if the sales, the 1% don't pass next time, we're gonna be hung with a payment.
If the tax don't pay.
But if the money's already been designated for that, then it'll be sitting there. I mean, we had money when I got on here from the 2014 SPOS and the 2008 SPOS, so the money will still be sitting there if we designated it for that lease.
Right, yeah, I reckon. Probably would have to do that.
Yeah, okay.
Does it say how much we have in there for equipment and stuff and this?
It's combined in the road section, so it's combined in that 18 million.
So it's not a line item just for,
It says equipment,
okay.
roads
It
and
was a
equipment.
percentage, wasn't it? Wasn't there
Sorry,
a percentage on it? There wasn't no percentage?
I didn't see a percentage. I just saw where it says roads and equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanna ask, gentlemen, what's your
Go
name,
ahead.
David?
Yes, sir.
I could, and you're dealing with counties and stuff, is the trend now more counties are gravitating to leasing versus purchasing, or is it?
Well, ask Roy. What are you saying with, Roy is our governmental manager, he covers the whole
Okay.
state, so he might answer that question a little bit better statewide than I can.
Yeah, so I work with sales reps throughout the state. So I work with David or whoever else is working governmental. And what we've seen for counties similar to yourself, or your county, is when they're using something for high use like that, where it's something that's used every day, the more popular thing has been 5-year leases typically, and then typically about 1,500 hours per year for something that's being used that often.
Yeah.
So that's what we're seeing most of. We don't see a lot where they're just buying it outright. Some counties do, but we do see more leases than we do outright purchases.
Okay.
Mr. Burris, I'd like to say, and I think it was 1994, we started leasing the graders. And we leased 5, and then we turned them in 5 years, and it worked really well, you know.
Okay.
It kept the breakdown, you know, for 5 years, you're not gonna really have a lot of breakdowns. With the new stuff, you do, you know, but it's covered, so.
Yeah, I forgot that too about the hours. I'm glad he mentioned that. Is what do we run an hour annually? How many per machine?
It used
I
to be
guess the mechanic-
6,000 hours, wasn't it? 7,500 hours.
1,500.
For, yeah, for the 5 years.
Oh,
And I don't think we ever went over them before.
7,500 hours in 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
That gives you what? 2,000 hours a year, or, no, probably 1,500. 1,500, is that about the average?
Yeah. Yeah, most of y'all come in around 772.
Yeah.
And I would say it should go down lower, because every time we, just like we got all these streets, we getting ready to pave, and
Yeah.
that's gonna lower that number of hours they have to there too, you know?
We're just gonna trade the maintenance style.
Right.
One
Yeah,
thing to
yeah.
another.
Should cut back
Might not
on
have to
some of
buy but 4 graders next time.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But we'll have to buy some other kind of tractor to do the other maintenance.
it. If we keep the pavers going.
Have to keep a paving machine, we'll have to buy a paving machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Okay.
warranty is set up to max that. The warranty matches the hours, so your warranty extends the full 5 years, same as the hours.
And I would like to say that Yancey has a store in Waycross, so they're, you know, pretty local.
That's a plus.
Absolutely.
Okay. Any more? Timmy, you got anything? He must be gone.
It's still green. Commissioner Lucas, you still there?
Yes, sir, I'm still here.
You got
I
anything?
couldn't get to the, with the notes.
Okay.
No, sir, I don't have anything.
Okay. All right, let's move it over.
Okay.
We appreciate y'all coming. Okay. All right, a bid award for 2 tractors with 2 7-foot rotary mowers. We have, let's see what we got on this. Dixon tractor, King Line Equipment, stick, STE what's that, stick equipment?
Stick equipment, I think.
Tidewater Ag and Construction, and Atlantic and Southern Equipment. So Massey Ferguson, Case, Coyote, New Holland, Mahindra. Now, we didn't get anything from Deere or Kubota, is that correct?
No, sir, we didn't. These are the bids that were turned into me.
Okay. I guess the best price we got then is Dixon Tractor with Mahindra.
Yep, the 8824.
Two Mahindra tractors with bush hogs.
What's the difference between the, on the mowers? They got a bush hog and a Hardy. What's the difference?
Just two different brands that they offer.
Okay.
The bush hog comes with a 130 horse gearbox, and that's what
what the specs required?
Well, that's just the public works, previous public works director recommended that we go with the bush hog.
Okay.
Okay, bush hog is a little higher price than the Hardy is. I think it's a lighter mower.
We just want something we can get parts for pretty easy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, bush hogs.
Okay.
Okay.
I recommend we move it over to the meeting, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Y'all got any?
Say it's good.
Mahindra?
I'm good.
Okay. We'll move it over. All right, the bid award for the dump truck. Okay, we got one, two, three, four, five, six of them. I guess Tom Neal of Waycross was the low bid on a 27 Freightliner. At $155 each.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know a whole lot about, this kind of equipment, dump trucks and such. But all I can ask is that, did all the trucks on this, they meet all the specs that we put in for as far as axle size and
They did.
dump bed thickness and what have you?
The Freightliner came with a, actually, I believe it was a 46,000 pound axle.
Yeah.
Is what it came with.
Okay.
And I think we spec'd it out as a 44 maybe, or 40,
Okay.
so.
And I think the last two, dump trucks we got was Freightliner, so this would kinda keep them, Freightliner.
Freightliner, good one. Yeah, they're good.
It's a good truck, I
Is
think.
this,
And it's also a local dealer too.
Are the dump beds,
What kind of box dump they got on? What kind of dump? Is it ox bodies?
Let me just look, make sure.
Huh?
It's an ox box.
They are ox
They
bodies?
are?
Okay.
oh, good.
I recommend we move it over.
I agree with you.
Okay, let's move them over. All right. An excavator.
Mr. Chairman, I spoke with our public works director, or I'm sorry, or kind of our interim now. And it's totally up to the commission, asking the condition of the excavator they have now. And, they said it's working fine. It just has a lot of hours on there. And this was we bid the excavator out to try to get ahead of the problems. Cause it's got a lot of hours on it now, so. And the current machine is a Hyundai.
And it's a Honda.
Yes, sir.
What did, how old is it?
I'm not sure exactly how old it is.
Probably 10 or 15 years old, I imagine.
Yeah, it's there.
How many? 8,000.
About 8,000. I've seen some old cats for 20,000 on them.
We've had some with over 20,000 on them, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if our Hyundai will do it or not, it might. Okay, did anybody else got anything else on that one?
They didn't offer a lease program on,
It wasn't.
Hyundai?
on the Hyundai.
So is this something that, and you say the one we have right now has how many hours on it?
Over 8,000.
Over 8,000.
And you say that, well, that's a different brand, right?
It's a Hyundai.
Hyundai, so,
Yes, sir. The thing about that excavator is mainly had one person running it for its life, and he really takes pride in what he operates. He takes care of what he's doing.
Are we gonna sell one of the excavators we got?
We sell the one that this is replacing, which would be that Hyundai.
Okay. And how many we got? I know we got a Cat.
We got the Hyundai, we've got the Mini 3. Is that right, Michael? 3.
2 minis and a Hyundai and a Cat.
4.
We got a Komatsu too, haven't we? Yeah.
So how many do we have? 5? 5.
So we will get rid of one or two of the ones we got.
so those 5, we got, they all, I guess, different sizes?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they different sizes.
They going, so the one we're talking about right now, is this a large one?
It's the larger
Yes,
machine. It's a over 50,000 pound machine.
Okay, and that's the one you say it's got about 8,000 hours?
Yes, sir.
So is there something you think that if it got 20,000, you say on the other one, is it something that we could?
That's a different brand. He said it was over 20,000 he's seen on Cats. This is a,
Yeah, that was on some cat machines
Okay.
that they had before, but this.
oh, there's some of them old machines
You
that
know,
run that.
The higher the hours, the more sophisticated equipment gets, the less you're gonna get on hours. I mean, you're not gonna get the 20,000 hours on machines that have computers. Likely, so.
Yeah, they do. Some of them I got a bunch of hours on.
I'm talking about with computers, with DEF and all that stuff, I mean, there's so much that goes into it.
Go over there in that yard and look at it, when they sell them over at, what's called them used tracks, you see some hours on them. Some of them got a bunch on there.
But, what we would recommend if the commission wants to move forward with this is, and the commission would decide either award the bid to National Equipment Dealers for outright purchase, or if you want to lease an excavator, then you lease it from Yancey Brothers. Yancey Brothers had the best price on the lease.
So if we lease it for, $3,989.88, how much would that be in 5 years?
About 235.
235?
That Komatsu down there probably the best machine, but he thinks a lot of it.
He likes that thing though.
Proud of it.
I like to deal with the local vendors in town, but there's a pretty good bit of difference in the price if we just straight purchase it out, so. Has anybody talked to the operator or the road superintendent right now to see what their thoughts was? Have you talked to them?
Yeah, I spoke with Mr. King today before the meeting, and he said that, right now that excavator's running fine. He said it just has a lot of hours on it.
A lot of hours on it.
I can get the operator on the phone if we need to ask him something particular.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
So this something you think we could hold off? I mean, if that was.
It's up to the commission. I mean, they're like road graders. The more hours you get, the more money you're gonna spend on them eventually, so.
Yeah, that thing's got 8,000 hours in it. I mean, we need to roll it over and, get it out of our,
The longer you hold it, the
inventory.
least you're gonna get for it when you sell it on auction,
true.
so.
So we plan to sell this one.
Yes, sir.
Put it on a good deal.
Michael, do you know how the undercarriage is under the one he's got now?
No, sir.
It's probably getting about time for some undercarriage work on it. I don't know that it's ever had any done on it.
So, those y'all out there that do equipment, I know with trucks, I know more about like pickup trucks and stuff, that you hit 100,000 miles, your cost of ownership goes up, your your trade-in value is gonna go down tremendously. It's gonna start going down. What's the break point on hours for equipment like that? Like, at what point does everything that, you know, breaking down is gonna go up, and then the trade-in value or the sale value is gonna go down?
Well, the key is operator. I mean, if you're gonna have multiple operators,
Yeah.
they're gonna, each of them's
It
gonna.
could be 3,000 hours?
It could be less than that. Yeah, I mean, that's the key though.
I mean, it's the same thing with trucks too, you know, but just, if you had one operator the whole time, one operator for 5 years, and they took relatively good care of it.
I mean, our excavator, I would say 8,000 to 10,000 hours.
Okay.
Operators usually damage cosmetic part worse than they do anything else.
Yeah.
Cosmetic on the machine gets abused with different operators.
Right. Yeah.
The same one stays in it. He may sweep it out every day, you know, but if you change hands,
they don't care.
I will say the guy, I know him, that runs this excavator, and it's like new. If you look at it, it looks new.
Yeah.
Still got the plastic in the top of it.
Yeah. He takes care of it, so.
Wow. And the good thing with the lease option, you got that purchase option out there, so you're not having to finance all that in.
Yeah.
Bring that money overall down.
I think we'd probably be better off to go with either a CAT or a Komatsu there.
I personally still like the lease options, just because we're insured to roll it over after the 5 years, and we're on a program to not hit those break points where we're paying a lot of repair cost.
Right.
So that's my take on it.
So
Okay.
if we lease it for this, and something happens to it, y'all come fix it. If it's down for 48 hours, you bring us another one?
That's correct. And we've done that for many years.
I kinda like the leasing on it, and that goes back to them being a local dealer here too, so. It's not very far to drive out there to harass them to get it fixed when it tears up, so.
That's right.
So let me ask this here, you know, I mean, like I say, you have not because you ask not. So say for instance, if a government leased 2 motor graders, then they gonna lease excavators, does that bum the package, you know, kind of decrease a little bit? You know, it's kind of like if you get your homeowners, and then you get your car, you can kind of, you know, what that price.
Bundle it up.
You know, I mean, I'm just asking. Okay.
With these bids, we get down to the.
So it's pretty much set in stone, right?
Yes,
Sunday. Okay. Anybody got anything
I
else?
suggest we move it over.
All right, we appreciate it. We'll carry it over. Okay, establish a 120 moratorium on alcohol delivery service. Is that what you asking for there? Is that, make them delay? I mean, they gotta let you know 120 days before they want to do that or something? Is that what it is?
Chairman, so to give you a little bit of background on this, recently our office has been contacted by a consulting company whose client is looking at providing alcoholic beverage delivery services. We currently have no ordinances in place that govern such a service. The state does have laws overseeing it. However, left unchecked by the county, I feel that